Around 85% of people experience self-esteem issues connected to negative self-talk at some point in their lives. This staggering number makes us question what is happening in our minds. Many of us are often trapped in thought patterns that drain our self-confidence and limit our potential. These thoughts aren't just fleeting nuisances. They can become a constant presence, gradually reshaping how we see ourselves and how we respond to the world around us. In Stoicism, we find profound insight into the importance of our minds and the quality of our thoughts. To the Stoics, our minds are fortresses that must be protected from the impact of uncontrolled emotions and negative thoughts. This isn't about ignoring pain or challenges, it's about facing adversity with rationality and inner calm. Stoic thinkers like Seneca and Epictetus remind us that our perception of the world truly shapes our experience of life, and we have the ability to mold these perceptions. Negative thinking, then, is not just a passing discomfort, but something that can affect every area of our lives, from how we start the day to the decisions we make about our careers and relationships. This pattern can undermine our efforts and lead us to believe we are less than we really are. Stoic practice offers us tools to challenge this self-limiting mentality, allowing us to build a more balanced and empowering view of ourselves and the world. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us that while the world around us may not conform to our desires, our interpretation of it is completely within our control. For Epictetus, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but the view we take of them. This insight encourages us to take a critical look at our own thoughts, to discern what is real from what is merely a projection of our insecurities. As we explore this topic, I invite you to stay with us, as this could be a turning point. Instead of just coping with the inner critic, our goal here is to go beyond it, empowering ourselves to live more fully and consciously. With this in mind, let's dive into Stoic wisdom and see how it can help us eliminate the negative thought patterns that limit our potential and peace. To effectively deal with negative thinking, we must first understand its roots. Often, these thoughts stem from our past experiences, the expectations others have imposed on us, or the setbacks we've faced throughout life. Each of these experiences can plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation in our minds. Left unexamined, these seeds can grow into a pessimistic mindset that impacts every aspect of our lives. From an early age, many of us are exposed to environments that don't necessarily nurture healthy self-esteem. Imagine a child who repeatedly hears, "You're not good enough," or an educational system that seems to reward only perfection. Such experiences leave deep impressions, making negative thinking a habit. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. This idea applies perfectly to self-talk. If we continually cultivate negative thoughts, they inevitably become part of our identity. Personal failures and rejections also play a significant role in reinforcing these negative thoughts. Each setback can feel like confirmation of an internal belief. "I knew I couldn't do it." However, this belief often has little to do with a fair assessment of our abilities. More often, it's just a reflection of a narrative built around fears and self-criticism. This cycle can lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy, where we don't fail due to a lack of ability, but because we start to act in ways that align with these limiting beliefs. Fear, too, has a central role in the cultivation of negative thinking. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of rejection, all of which can lead us to imagine worst-case scenarios. This tendency, known as catastrophic thinking, prompts the mind to anticipate the most unfavorable outcomes. In Stoicism, we have a powerful tool against this: premeditation of evils, or premeditatio malorum. By visualizing potential outcomes in detail, we can reduce their emotional impact. If the worst-case scenario does occur, the emotional blow is softened, as we have mentally prepared ourselves to face it. Finally, we cannot underestimate the influence of our surroundings and the culture we live in. We exist in a society that often emphasizes competition and scarcity, promoting comparisons that make us feel constantly inadequate. The Stoics remind us to redirect our focus from external validation to internal virtues, encouraging us to measure success by personal growth rather than by comparison with others. By understanding these roots, we begin to uncover the underlying causes of negative thinking, allowing us to work toward eliminating it. Renewing our mind requires more than a fleeting attempt at positive thinking. It demands a profound, lasting shift in our internal dialogue. This process involves cultivating a mindset that doesn't just survive but thrives, meeting life with wisdom and resilience. Stoic philosophy offers valuable guidance on how this can be achieved through the disciplined practice of reflecting on our thoughts and reframing them to foster inner peace. One of Stoicism's central ideas is that our emotions and reactions stem from our judgments that are within our power to change. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman philosopher and emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement reminds us that renewal begins when we take control of our thoughts, questioning them for accuracy and aligning them with our true intentions and values. This process of challenging and transforming negative thoughts doesn't mean ignoring our emotions, but rather understanding them deeply so we can manage them more effectively. Aristotle provides valuable insight, stating that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. This introspective journey leads us to examine our thought patterns, identifying those that support our well-being and those that sabotage our efforts. Carl Jung also offers a perspective that complements Stoic wisdom, emphasizing that what we resist persists. Instead of fighting negative thoughts, Stoics encourage us to recognize them, analyze their origins, and assess their truth. This prevents us from repressing them, which can lead them to grow unchecked in the unconscious. Instead, we accept their presence and, with a rational view, decide whether they truly deserve attention or should be let go. Finally, renewing the mind means engaging with materials and activities that nurture growth and positivity. This could be as simple as reading philosophical texts that challenge our understanding, practicing meditation, or dedicating time to daily reflection. Socrates, in his insistence on the importance of living an examined life, reminds us that examining our beliefs and thoughts is an ongoing practice, keeping our mind aligned with our aspirations to live with wisdom and virtue. On the Stoic journey, understanding and intention alone are not enough. Our ideas must transform into concrete actions. Epictetus reminds us of this with his famous phrase, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This teaching underscores an essential Stoic principle. Our ideals must manifest through our actions, not merely in thoughts. Living according to Stoic philosophy means consistently aligning our actions with the values of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Each choice we make daily should reflect these virtues, strengthening our commitment to living a life of purpose and meaning. By practicing these values, we not only counter negative thinking but also begin to build a personal narrative of self-sufficiency and strength, shaping our character in a lasting way. Aristotle, in his Doctrine of the Mean, also emphasizes that virtue is not merely a state of mind, but a disposition achieved through habitual practice. For him, virtue lies in consistently choosing the middle path between excess and deficiency. Thus, becoming just, courageous, and moderate is not only a mental decision, it is a continuous commitment, reflected in our daily actions. Carl Jung, through his concept of individuation, argues that psychological growth occurs not solely through contemplation, but through real-world challenges and interactions. To Jung, we are defined by what we do, not what we plan to do. This idea aligns perfectly with Stoicism, where action is the means by which we express and cultivate our virtues. Each act of kindness, patience, or courage becomes an affirmation of who we are and what we aspire to be. Practically, Stoicism encourages us to view life's challenges as opportunities to apply our principles. Rather than seeing difficulties as obstacles, Stoics perceive them as practice grounds for resilience and growth. Facing a hard day, supporting a friend in crisis, or acting justly in a challenging environment are all expressions of Stoic philosophy in action. With each step, we not only overcome negative thinking, but also reinforce a stronger, wiser version of ourselves. To the Stoics, language is more than a means of communication. It's a powerful tool that shapes our internal and external worlds. Epictetus advises, First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. With this, he underscores that every word we use affects our mental state and the environment around us. Words, whether spoken aloud or in our minds, hold the power to build or erode our inner fortress. Our words can either strengthen our Stoic practice or undermine it. When we cultivate speech aligned with the virtues of honesty, moderation, and kindness, we reinforce our philosophical discipline and positively impact those around us. Marcus Aurelius, in his writings, frequently reflects on the importance of speaking with clarity and truth, and of avoiding impulsive words that could divert us from our core values. His meditations serve as a continual reminder that our language should harmonize with our life's purpose. Aristotle also discusses the power of rhetoric and communication, addressing how ethos, pathos, and logos, credibility, emotional connection, and logical reasoning, are crucial to effective communication. For him, language is not merely a medium for sharing information but a way of influencing the world around us. When we speak with intention and purpose, we shape others' perceptions and emotions, while reinforcing our own values and beliefs. Carl Jung also explores the impact of words and dialogue on personal development. He believes that words have the power to bring unconscious impulses to the surface, integrating them into our conscious awareness and promoting greater self-awareness and emotional maturity. In Stoicism, self-affirmation, the use of words to strengthen our mindset, is a central practice. Every phrase we repeat to ourselves, every reminder of our worth and resilience, shapes how we approach challenges and interpret our perceptions. Internally, the words we use in our inner dialogue are key to our self-esteem and motivation. Harsh self-criticism and negative self-talk, if left unchecked, can become obstacles to inner peace. Stoic practice encourages us to challenge self-deprecating language and replace it with affirmations that reflect our values and virtues. Our words, when chosen mindfully, become our first line of defense against negative thinking and a pathway to a life of peace and self-sufficiency. Throughout this journey, we've explored how Stoicism provides us with a set of tools to overcome negative thinking and build a life guided by reason, virtue, and self-control. The Stoics teach us that while we may not control external events, we have full control over our responses and interpretations. This inner power is the key to a meaningful and fulfilling life, where challenges become opportunities for growth and virtues form the foundation of our identity. The Stoic practice is not a quick fix. It's a continuous commitment to self-transformation. Every challenged thought, every carefully chosen word, and every action aligned with our values represents a step toward a stronger, more authentic self. Rather than being held captive by our thoughts and emotions, we become the guardians of our mind, shielding it from negative influences and guiding it toward peace and wisdom. As we follow this path, we not only transform our inner lives, but also inspire those around us to seek a more conscious and virtuous life. The impact of actions and words aligned with Stoic principles extends beyond ourselves, fostering an environment where peace, strength, and compassion can thrive. Seneca reminds us that a life well lived is a life of service to others, and as we cultivate our inner strength, we become a positive and transformative presence. With each challenge we face, each thought we question, and each value we express, we draw closer to the ideal version of ourselves. The Stoic life is one of resilience, self-discovery, and ongoing transformation. By dedicating time to reflect and act wisely, we shape our character and reinforce the foundation of our inner fortress. Stoic philosophy is a call to action, to a life of awareness and purpose. As we apply these lessons, we not only quiet the inner critic, but also cultivate an unshakable peace that follows us through all aspects of life. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to share this content with others who are also seeking self-mastery and growth. The journey of Stoicism is one of personal transformation and positive impact on the world. Together, we are building a community of wisdom and strength that will echo through generations.